Calaroga Shark Media.
It's been up and down the last couple weeks in terms of how much news there is. Today's pretty robust, and hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. The Oscars are going to need a host. I saw a headline saying that neither Kimmel nor Mulaney were going to host, and I was like, ABC, why are you being dumb? Kimmel works great. Leave it alone for 25 years. Well, apparently that decision was made by Jimmy Kimmel. ABC asked Jimmy to host it. He's already hosted it 4 times, including the last 2 years. In recent years, Jimmy's talked about wanting more balance in his life. For example, he's taken summers off on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Good gig if you can get it. So, okay, the obvious choice then, John Mulaney. Everybody's been talking about John Mulaney, and he had hosted the Governor's Award earlier this year, and he crushed it. So just ask John Mulaney, right? He'd be great. No? Previously, Mulaney was asked if he would consider hosting the Oscars and said, sure, why not? It would be really fun. It's hosting the Academy Awards. Johnny Carson did that. But John Mulaney has declined. He would have had to give up other opportunities, possibly a stand-up tour, possibly a Netflix late-night show of sorts, so they need a host. Why don't you go all in and call Ricky Gervais? That'd be amazing. Matt Rife is putting out a book. All right, time out. I'm going to comment here. I think Matt Rife is smart. Here's why. I don't think Matt Rife's act has a shelf life. I think he's a shooting star. So while it's hot, floor it. Play a million shows, get every project you can, put out a book. I know I'm being jerky, but I've been doing this a while, and in 5 years, I don't see Matt Rife at the top of the comedy game. The book is called Your Mom's Gonna Love Me. It'll hit shelves this December. Rife's memoir details how he rose to comedy fame before the age of 30. He talks about his upbringing in Ohio, his experience playing some of comedy's most notable stages, and his rap battles with ex-cons, all before finishing high school. He'll also detail his experience with depression and his brushes with failure before he found success. The book is described as 1 part memoir, 1 part comedy special, and 1 part first date. Conan O'Brien was up at the Newport Folk Festival on Sunday. He did a music gig billed as Conan O'Brien and Real Musicians. That said, at one point, Triumph the Insult Comic Dog took the stage to belt out a Woody Guthrie-inspired song about Conan O'Brien, says Late Nighter. There was a 13-song cover set. Conan was joined on stage by Jack White, who came on at the end of the set to perform 20 Flight Rock and We're Going to Be Friends. White told the crowd, we're going to do a song about friendship before playing the tune, which is the theme song to the Conan O'Brien Needs a Friends podcast. Have you been watching the Olympics? Are you watching the beach volleyball? I love the beach volleyball. As you may have heard over the years, I do play beach volleyball, usually on Wednesdays. Now, we didn't make the playoffs. We were in a 12-team league. We finished 12th. And of all the teams in the 12-team league, we were the only team not to win. I'll remind you, I'm 54 years old, and many of my competitors are not 54 years old. So, giving it the old college try, we usually lose a game like 25-18. Occasionally, we'll win one. And each match is best of 3, and we didn't win any. So this week, we're not in the playoffs, so I'll be at the bar playing trivia tonight. Hi, trivia guys. And if you want to buy my friend Glenn a beer, go to buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews. Throw $5 in the tip jar, and I'll buy Glenn 5/7 of a beer. Wow, I am losing my voice already. I woke up this morning and did not feel great, and I'm struggling here. The raw recording is 5 minutes and 40 seconds in, and I can barely speak. Oh, no. Especially because I need to record 3 episodes of 5 Good News Stories today. I digress. Anyway, are you watching the Olympics? Are you watching the beach volleyball? Are you watching Team USA? There's this woman. Every time I see her, my brain goes, there's Amy Schumer. She looks like Amy Schumer. Have you seen her? Anyway, I'm enjoying that. I'm not enjoying Colin Jost. His appearances seem totally forced. He shared a photo of his bloody toes and said, this might ruin my WikiFeet score, but I just arrived in Tahiti for the Surfing Olympics and the reef was excited to greet me. He then gave an update on his foot, showing 3 of his toes, bandages, and wrapped in thick medical gauze. Joe said, you know it's going great when you've been to the Olympic medical tent more than any of the athletes. NBC is using the Olympics to hype up SNL 50. It's the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live. We're going to talk a lot about that for the next 10 months. Mike Tirico was there with John Mulaney. Second Mulaney story of the day. Mulaney said opening ceremony was great. Rob Schneider disagrees. I'll get to that in a second. Very egalitarian in the sense that there were billionaires and there were interns, and no matter who you were in a clear smock getting rained on a bridge. Elon Musk, clear poncho. Intern, clear poncho. Late Nighter points out, Mulaney just happened to have a story that involved SNL to tell. That's convenient. Mulaney told Tariqa, one of my favorite memories is the reason that I'm here at the Olympics with my friend Simon. Simon and I were writers from about 2008 to 2012, and Charles Barkley hosted during the time. You know, you'd meet the host and you'd talk about sketches, but this night we said, Let's just ask him for stories. Barkley comes in our office. He takes up the whole couch and we say, what was the dream team like in 92? And he says, boys, have you ever been to the Olympics? And we said no. And he goes, if you ever get the chance to go, do it. So this is why when I got a chance to come to the Olympics, I called my friend Simon and said, we got to do it. That story's convenient. Rob Schneider, he's boycotting the Olympics. He did not like the opening ceremonies. You may have seen the thing that some people felt was making fun of the Last Supper. On Twitter, Rob Schneider wrote, I am sorry to say to all the world's greatest athletes, I wish you all the best, but I cannot watch an Olympics that disrespects Christianity and openly celebrates Satan. I sincerely hope these Olympics get the same amount of viewers as C-SPAN. Luckily, he tagged both at Olympics and at C-SPAN in the tweet. In another tweet, Schneider included a photo from the drag performance and wrote, guys with their genitalia hanging out in front of children, drag queens. I wasn't sure if I was watching the at Olympics or if I was watching a school board meeting. You can almost hear the rim shot there, right? You can almost hear it. Anyway, Rob, you're missing some great beach volleyball. From the 800-pound gorilla, this one's a little weird to me. Rob McElhinney, you know him as Mac on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and guy that hangs out with Ryan Reynolds. Well, he has taken over Dynasty Typewriter in L.A. on Wednesdays for the More Better Comedy Showcase. More Better is his production company. The 800-pound gorilla says the inaugural show, hosted by Mecky Leeper, will be a hilarious night of stand-up comedy featuring the comedians Leeper, Blair Sochi, Vinnie Thomas, Mo Welch, Kieran Dale, Luke Null, and a special guest. We're promised endless laughs and wild card surprises, more entertaining than any Patty's Pub shenanigans. And if you're not in LA, you can live stream the show from home. Eggo Nwodim is starting a podcast. It's called Thanks Dad, an interview-style show. Good to see celebrities interviewing people. We don't have enough of those podcasts. She'll invite guests on to be, oh boy, I'm catty today. Boy, for what she's calling her, I've been catty a lot lately, haven't I? What she's calling her dad for the day. She'll have thoughtful and funny conversations about their experiences with fatherhood and solicit advice on practical dad-centered matters. She tells The Hollywood Reporter, I didn't have a relationship with my dad. It doesn't bother me the way movies and TV want it to bother me, but I'm curious about it. FX has handed a series order to something called Snowflakes, an ensemble comedy about, quote, a group of codependent housemates trying to be good people, despite being neither good nor people yet. That sounds like It's Also Sunny in Philadelphia, no? Yes? Nick Kroll, one of the producers of this one. Tim Allen is coming back to ABC, his new sitcom, Shifting Gears. In Shifting Gears, Tim Allen plays the stubborn, widowed owner of a car restoration shop whose daughter Riley, played by Kat Dennings, moves back home with her teenage kids to live with her dad and her brother Nick. Nick will be recast after the pilot. Uh-oh. Sorry, Nick actor. Nick, now played by someone else, is described as a game coder who put his life on hold to come home and help his father at the shop. Is the shop that busy? Can you not code games from like 5 p.m. to 3 in the morning? Isn't that what game coders do? Now the game coders are going to write me letters and be mad at me for making fun of them. Sorry, everybody. I saw a note. Pete Davidson has canceled his August 9th Topeka gig. I don't know why. No reason was given. Sometimes these things are for low ticket sales, and sometimes they're because you're Pete Davidson. We'll keep an eye on that. Tomorrow on this program, Journey Gunderson is the executive director of the National Comedy Center. She is my guest. It's definitely going to happen. We already recorded it, unless I forget to schedule it. But it exists. There's tape. I've heard it. I've edited it. We're going to talk about the Lucille Ball Comedy Festival and learn all about the museum. I had a really great time talking to her. So that is tomorrow's episode. Why are you not doing it on Saturday, John? Because the festival starts tomorrow. If I ran it on Saturday, would have missed half the festival already. So that's tomorrow's episode. And that is your comedy news for today. If you're a gamer and you can't stand me, contacts are in the show notes. Everybody else, see you tomorrow.